Formula for universities continues to elicit reactions, with many seeking to understand how the four methods to be used in identifying the vulnerable, extremely needy, the needy and less needy students in apportioning government funds and scholarships will work. Here is Shadrach Miti with the breakdown.
With the new funding formula for universities, questions have been raised regarding the process of apportioning scholarships, with some even questioning its sustainability. Higher Education Principal Secretary Beatrice Inyangala has, however, clarified that government scholarships to various students taking various study programs will be given at an average of 61%, as loans will be given at an average of 35.5%. Meanwhile, households will be left to meet university education for their children at an average cost of 3.5%. But how will the government distribute the scholarships? The most vulnerable students will get a scholarship of 82% and a loan of 18%, with the households paying nothing. On their part, extremely needy students will get a scholarship of 70% and a 30% loan, and the households will pay nothing. Meanwhile, needy students will get a scholarship of 53%, a loan of 40%, with the households left to pay 7% of the fees. And lastly, the less needy will get a scholarship of 38% and a 53% HELB loan.
Whatever we do, in whatever formula we come up with, there has to be equity, there has to be fairness, and there had to be efficiency in whatever we are doing.
That loan will be a revolving fund, unlike the current status where we have been having a sinking fund, where over the years the government puts in money which goes, and the universities, the money doesn't come.
So the burden of loan then becomes higher as you move towards the needy students who receive a scholarship of up to 53% and a loan of 40%, and their households pay 7%.
Four methods ranging from performance, affirmative action, household income, and national priority areas for human capital development will be used. On affirmative action, data from the Commission for Revenue Allocation will be heavily relied on to identify families from marginalized communities and those living with disabilities. Most critical, though, is categorization based on household income. For a household to be classified as most vulnerable, it must have zero income, or a student must be a total orphan. Extremely needy must be a family with a monthly income of 23,671 shillings and below. Meanwhile, the needy must have a monthly household income of between 23,672 shillings to 70,000 shillings per month. And the less needy will be those with a monthly household income of between 70,000 to 200,000 shillings.
We have to be fair in that as we are looking at the little money we have, nobody should be disadvantaged in the program they choose.
We do a lot of validation with KRA data and also with the local administration at the smallest level possible, and also with the religious groups. We want to enhance that one into this year, even connecting with KNBS. Currently, we are using IPRS, KRA, NHIF, NSSF. We want to go beyond there now in this one, because now the scholarships are also coming to be tested, so that then we have reached a data of exactly knowing who are these students.
This new model does not increase fees. What it has actually done is to ensure that the cost of the program is maintained and is paid for. How is it being paid for? Because we are starting with the first years. Currently, we have got 106,000 students who are graduating in fourth years. They are holding 9.6 billion. And as the PS indicated, we are also getting an additional 5.9 billion to the university sector. If you add those two, you are talking about 15 billion. This money alone has been set aside for the university students for the first years who will be going in. So it means it's like we have doubled the amount that is going in there in terms of scholarship.
Other parameters to be used will be previous school type, family expenditure on education, age of the parents, and family size.
And here again, we consider other siblings either in high school or in tertiary education, because then that has the effect of actually lowering the family income. Same as family size and composition, the age of the parents, whether it's polygamous, how many children in the family.
Currently, we estimate that our MTI is able to be able to identify vulnerability of a child up to about 97-98%. But we still have a small distance to be able to cover, and we are using now several parameters, several leading points which can tell us the vulnerability level of the child.
Data from the Kenya Revenue Authority, National Health Insurance Fund, and the National Social Security Fund will be used by the government to determine what type of funding every student gets.
And we will be guided by the Kenya Bureau of Statistics. Yeah? So they will give us the index, to what percentage should we change. But what we are signing with the 2022 class, they will sign an MOU with Funding Board, so that the charges we have put here, they will carry them along second year, third year, fourth year. They will not change.
Shadrach Miti, KTN News.
We're taking a commercial break. When we come back, top pilot who flew at least 2 presidents hangs the boots. Don't go away.